to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
It's 11:02 on The Lock Shop. I just realized that window's kind of open. I was looking outside seeing the snow, and I was just like, wait a second, that window's, you want to put that back down? Does it affect the lighting? I don't even know. But it's kind of nice looking out to 107th Ave there and seeing the snow continuing to fall down here in West Edmonton. It looks like it's probably snowing everywhere in the city. But anyway, thank you very much for being here on the Lock Shop today. Lock Shop and all of Edmonton Sports Talk brought to you by Play Alberta. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. That would be great. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, man, Trev's as quick as a flash. Barely even saw him jump across the screen there. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, you can text us 780-218-9999. Go, Trev! Oh, nice work. Shout out to, let's see here. Where is it? Craig. Craig, who fired you're getting your top podcasts on your Spotify feed. These are his top 5 podcasts on the Spotify feed. Number 5, this is from Craig. I don't know if he pops up in the chat ever or anything, but a lot of people, listen and stuff. Number 5 is The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Number 4, the guys over at Oilers Nation Radio. Number 3, Got Your Back. Number 2, The Lock Shop. And number 3, The Nielson Show. Or number 1, The Nielson Show. So huge shout out seeing The Lock Shop right up there. That guy's top podcast. Craig, I love you. Hashtag justice for The Lock Shop. A Lock Shop that probably won't even be here tomorrow because we're doing that special for the massively important World Cup draw. Obviously, I'm okay with it, but it's a one-X call. Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to grind out Lock Shops. We're going to give you our NFL picks today. We're going to get to the Thursday nighter today. Already got a couple of plays up for the hockey game today. Huss and I, we might completely avoid talking about both the Ducks and the Sharks last night because that was a god-awful train wreck. But I got an excellent boost on a McDavid goal tonight if you want to get in on this. If you've not yet used your code for the month, EST Sports should be reloaded. Deposit 50, get $50 free bet. If you haven't used EST 50, deposit 50, get a $50 free bet as well. Here's a couple of things I got thrown out. Connor McDavid, after the last game, said himself that he's got to stop passing up some of these shooting opportunities. All right, so we got Oilers to win in regulation tonight. We got McDavid 2+ shots, and we got a Nuge point. It's plus 400. And then Dusty's play of the day, I just posted this on social media a little while ago. Connor McDavid to score tonight. It was plus 150. And I messaged him with the boys over at Play Alberta, and I said, hey, I want to get McDavid a little bit of a boost on the McDavid goal prop tonight because he scored against Seattle on Saturday. I think he's going to come out firing. So I said, it's plus 150 before a boost. They texted back with me and said, can we go with plus 190? And I was like, of course you can go with plus 190. We'll take it. So McDavid to score tonight, almost like a plus 190 number. It's almost plus 200 here for McDavid to get goal tonight against Seattle. So I think that's great value there. Find them both on the EST specials page as well. Now, Spinny the Welder makes a case. Connor has said that many times, and nothing changes. So fair enough. I mean, I see what you're saying there. But still, getting a goal boosted from plus 150 to plus 190 is pretty juicy. I like it a lot. All right, let's bring in. Where is this guy today? We've got Huss from Winnipeg Sports Talk. Looks like he's going to be on location somewhere. Let's bring Huss in here this morning. Let's find out where this guy is right now. He can't hear us? Okay, that's got to be something on his end. Oh, there he is. CTO, Remo in the house. Remus will get this fixed, and then Hustle hop on and join us. So like I said, we got a lot to get to. I'm on a ton of dogs this week in the National Football League. I've been on a bunch of favorites recently, but I'm on a bunch of dogs tonight, or this weekend, I guess. And you know what? The play might be the dogs tonight, too. This is me being like super nervous Detroit Lions fan. I believe I looked Rappaport about an hour ago, said St. Brown is going to be a straight-up game-time decision. So I haven't seen anything on that one just yet. But we'll get into the Thursday nighter as well. All right, let's bring in Huss from WST. Huss, where are you today, buddy? Oh, now you're muted. You can hear us. We got him? Okay, we got him.
I'm good?
Yeah, you're good. We're good now. We're good.
Okay. I'm at the WST headquarters at the CTO's place.
You're at Remo's place. Are you out of power again at the old place or what?
Yes.
What? What's going on here? What is this? What are you talking about?
Dude, I have no idea. Manitoba Hydro has some major issues in my
Sounds like it.
That's all I can say. I was ready to do a pre-tape with Carlo Koliakovo at 10:30 this morning, and at about 10:10, the lights went out. And I'm like, okay, great. So Remo obviously took care of the interview. That's not bad. I had Connor do a thing in Montreal that I was supposed to do at 11 and told him to get the satellite studio ready because I'm on my way.
I'm coming in hot.
We got to come into the lock shop and make some picks for today. So, yeah, it should be good. At the start, I was like, wait a second, I can't hear you. I just simply had it muted. Not a big deal. Luckily, the CTO is here.
That's why you got to have the CTO, buddy. You got to have the CTO. We have some there. There are some scheduled power outages in our neighborhood here for, I think, next week. One of them is from 8 p.m. until 4 a.m., and I don't think it affects us. And the other one is on a Tuesday night from 7 until 8 or 8 till 9, which shouldn't affect our postgame show. So I don't know what else you're supposed to do. I guess, Tommy, do the show from home or whatever. But power, hey, what a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's amazing how dependent we are on electricity in 2025. Yeah. And the thing is, these aren't like 10-minute outages either. I mean, I go onto my phone. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I mean, this isn't just like my building. Like, it is a big neighborhood, probably the most populated area of the city of Winnipeg. Like, all the high rises are right in this little triangle right now. So it is a pain in the ass, but the show must go on.
Has to go on. Must go on. Especially no Friday log shop. Right?
Well,
gotta get our picks in.
Tomorrow, the big tomorrow's gonna be awesome.
It's cool having our country involved in like the big World Cup draw. Like, that's
dude. Yeah. I mean, hey, big World Cup veteran right here. I mean, I know
you're that guy.
This is what it's all about. But the draw is so neat. And I think they're gonna kind of. What did Matt say? It's going to probably go over the course of about 2 hours.
I think it's pretty drawn out. Yeah, there's a lot of things they have to do, and I really don't know all the ins and outs of the draw because they're coming out of different pots, and you can only go into certain groups with other regions and things like that, right? So
yeah,
I wish I understood more, but I will be watching tomorrow.
So there's 4 teams in every group. So you've got, I believe there's 48 teams this year instead of the 32 that were before. So you're going to have, I guess, 12 pools or 12 groups, I should say. So the top 12 teams in the world are in the number 1 pod, but Canada is not technically in the top 12 in the world, but they're a host nation. So they get in that number 1 group.
Yeah.
So Canada, USA, and Mexico will not be playing, I guess, will not be playing one of the top 9 teams in the world in the group. Those teams will be the number 1 seeds in those other groups. And then you'll have basically the next 12 teams in the next group, the next 12 teams, the next 12 teams. So essentially, Canada will be in a group of 4 teams where they'll pick one from each pod. Now, to what you're saying, like, they won't have Canada. I don't believe you can have 2 teams from the same,
like from CONCACAF or whatever, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, if there's already one from Africa, for instance, a second African team wouldn't end up going in there. So they sort of spread it out. You're playing different teams. And then there's still, and Matt would be able to confirm this, I think there's still like 6 teams that are still playing to get into the World Cup. So you'll have this group where it'll say
like a reserve spot type of thing. 2. Yeah,
exactly. And it'll be the winner of a certain amount of games. So, but bottom line is we'll pretty much know all of the groups by the end of tomorrow. And if it's one of the ones that is not entirely set, we'll know that there is a match or these 2 teams are playing off at this date and the winner will be the 4th team in Group D, for instance. So, Yeah, no, it'll be great. So what are you guys doing for that? Maddie's going to take over. It's going to be.
I think Maddie's going to have Hernan and Eric with him. And obviously Hernan and Eric are both big soccer guys. So it should be a very knowledgeable conversation actually tomorrow. Yes. So they're going to pick that up. I don't know if Wanik still. Hey, Maddie, where's Wanik? Where's Wanik at? I'm just curious. What time's he going to get going with the World Cup show tomorrow? What time's the World Cup stuff start tomorrow? 10 o'clock? So like 10 o'clock till noon.
2-hour drop.
Okay, all right. So you're doing the hang up for an hour, and then
special EST coverage.
No, it's not special EST coverage. It's bumping the lock shop. That's what it is. But it's special soccer coverage.
Hangout and lock shop.
Yeah. Well, not the first hour of the hangout's not being preempted.
But an hour of it.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so
let Iwanek know that as a former World Cup attendee and lock shop host, I will be available if they need some.
Yes, that's a good one.
If they need some insight, although I'm sure the guys will be.
Anyway, we'll have World Cup draw coverage from 10 until noon tomorrow, and then that'll lead into the oil stream. So if anybody's wondering, that's a big moment for Canadian men's soccer. So it should be. It should be a good one. All right, Huss, we got the Thursday nighter. We're going to give you our best bets for the rest of the week as well. NHL slate. Oilers get the Kraken tonight. I got a couple plays already up. I watched a decent chunk of the Jets-Habs game last night. Was watching the third period while Marshall was swimming, and then overtime was about to start. And a guy I know, another broadcaster in town, Ryan. Do you know Ryan Jesperson? You know Jespo from your Edmonton time?
Him. I'm familiar with him.
Yeah, okay. So Jespo's kid's in the same swimming thing, and he interrupted me. So I missed overtime and the shootout because I was chatting with him. Which totally, that sucked. I was like, oh, Jespo, I like you, and I'd like to chat with you, but I've been watching this almost as much this game as I could, and it's going to overtime. So I missed it. But how was the finish in that one?
Listen, would have loved to have gotten 2 points. They got one. Kind of just kicks the can down the road. It's the regulation losses that kill you. They needed something out of that game. But, dude, that was a very ill-timed meeting with your buddy Jespo.
Yeah.
The overtime in the game last night was, as good as it gets. Back and forth, crazy saves, awesome scoring chances. It was, I'll say this. If you didn't have any skin in the game, and you were just flicking around and turned on that game last night, you were treated to an absolute beauty. It was, it had it all. Adam Lowry absolutely annihilated Carrier early on.
Huge hit. I saw that. He popped him, and then the fight.
That guy came after him. And you know what? I got to give it to Habs fans. I won't say this sort of compliment very often. I will say this. I love to have fans, how knowledgeable they are and how they have long memories. They booed the hell out of Mark Scheifele.
As they should.
Single time he touched the puck last night. And this, of course, goes back to the pandemic, no fans playoffs, where the Jets swept the Oilers, which no one in Edmonton remembers.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
The Montreal Canadiens swept the Jets, which no one in Winnipeg remembers. It's so easy to just basically think of the things that could happen. We remember that, and then everything else, well, it didn't matter. It was in the pandemic. The fans have long memories. And, of course, Jake Evans is still on the team. But they were giving it to Scheif all night long. And, listen, he had a great game.
He scored, right?
Oh, he scored.
Yeah.
And Kyle Connor, I got to say, one of the assists of the year. Just an incredible play to beat Dobson to the puck, and then a beautiful spin around backhand pass right onto a Scheifele's stick, and he made no mistake about it. And then Connor scored later on. He had a strong game. This is the problem with the Jets right now. Eric Comrie was brilliant. If he lets a couple goals in that no one would have faulted him for, we're freaking out even more that they lost again and whatever. But the top line was brilliant, and they didn't get anything else. Although I will say this, they generated more. They spent some more time in the other team's zone. It was definitely a far cry from what we saw in Buffalo. But at a certain point, you have to get some secondary scoring, and Maybe that'll come on Friday. Who knows? Maybe that'll come on Saturday night in Edmonton. We'll see. Jets didn't travel after the game. Normally, after a road game, you'd fly and you'd come back home. And just with how much that they have been playing, and this is essentially just a long road trip that's going to go to Winnipeg and then can carry on to Edmonton, they actually stayed over in Montreal, regular rest, traveling today. They'll get into Winnipeg tonight, tomorrow morning skate, and early game. For some reason, our game's at 6 tomorrow, which I just found out. Friday night game at 6.
Can I throw something by you? They have the players only meeting.
Yep.
And then you have a chance to have a night out in Montreal, maybe bring the group together a little bit. Not the worst idea in the world.
No, I would say that, but trust me, there was no. They weren't going out and hitting the club after that.
Might not have been.
I would be shocked. I mean, to be honest, our team too. I mean, the Jets. I don't really know if
they're not those guys.
No, not really.
They're not the Taylor Hall Edmonton Oilers. That's not their thing.
No, young Tyler Seguin would not have fit in well on the 2025 Winnipeg Jets.
All right, let's transition over to the Thursday nighter here, Huss. And let's start it with a fantasy question. Bronco Nick texts in. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, messages over there. Bronco Nick says, guys, Jared Goff or Lamar Jackson in fantasy football this week? And I think the answer's got to be Goff. I mean, Goff against the Dallas Cowboys tonight, whether they have St. Brown or not. I mean, I think there's a big game loading here for Jared Goff and Dak. I think Dak's the number 3 ranked quarterback this week. Goff should probably be, if not top 5, 6th at the lowest. And to me, Lamar is like a fringe top 10 guy this week against the Steelers. So Bronco Nick, thanks for the question, but I think it's got to be Goff, doesn't it, Huss?
I mean, listen, if you're a Lamar Jackson owner right now, you got to be concerned.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Lamar's numbers since he's returned have been so pedestrian. He's not running the football very much. I mean, they've been getting the wins for the most part that they needed, minus, of course, last week losing to the Bengals on Thanksgiving. You'd hope that the extra few days from the Thursday night game to the weekend might help Lamar. But the Ravens just haven't, I mean, all season they haven't really looked themselves. But since Lamar's been back, they've been able to win the majority of their games and do what they needed to do to get right back in and likely be the winners of the AFC North. But it hasn't looked even close to, 100% Lamar Jackson. So, yeah, if you've got to play like a Jared Goff, I think you got to lean on him. And as far as Dak goes, I mean, he's, I think, almost unbenchable.
You got to start him.
I have him and Mahomes on the same team. And I was holding on. I just never really got an offer that made sense. I didn't want to give away a top quarterback for basically nothing. And now I'm in a situation where, listen, I'm praying the Chiefs win this game, but I really do think that game is going to be, I mean, we're not talking about 35-32 here with the Texans and Chiefs coming up on Sunday night. So I think the play is actually Dak Prescott tonight. And man, I mean, when you consider how good they looked last week against Kansas City, I mean, what CeeDee Lamb was able to do and George Pickens, Dak's on it right now. Did you get on that Dak prop as well at the start of the year?
I can't remember. Well, I didn't. I don't have it in my futures. I remember us talking about it though.
It's he's well on the way. I mean, the funny thing is, it's him and Mahomes right now that are right there. Of course, Drake May is off this week. By the way, just quickly on fantasy.
Yeah.
We need to figure something out. It's ridiculous that we're going into week 14, which is a week that in most leagues you've got probably 3, 4, 5 teams battling to stay alive or to make the playoffs or to stay in their playoff spot. And we've got all these buys. It's the final week of buys. I mean, who's off this week? San Francisco's off.
Carolina's off. New England's off. And the Giants are off. And actually, so let me see. Myself and other Lock Shop host, Matthew Awanek, are actually going head-to-head in the Spite League playoffs this week because it's a 16-team league, so our playoffs start this week. And
that's a disaster.
Yeah, well, I managed
playoffs with guys on buys.
Yeah, that is tough. I managed to, like, the guy I was playing last week, I was battling him for first in the division, and he has Purdy and McCaffrey, and I was like, man, if I can beat this guy this week, he has to play week 14 without those two guys, and that could probably cost him. But so I'm playing Awanek this week. Awanek won't have Travion Henderson because he's on a bye. Right now, I'm projected to beat Maddie in the playoffs 110-48. So now he's got some moves to make here. Like, he's got Joe Burrow he's going to throw in. That's a little bit better than what he's got right now. His running backs are going to be Swift and Aaron Jones. The big thing will be with St. Brown. He's got St. Brown. If St. Brown can't go tonight, I just don't see a path to victory here for Maddie. If St. Brown can go, then maybe a little bit of a different story. But I don't know if I've ever been this much of a favorite in a playoff matchup before.
What's your lineup?
Well, obviously, Jaden Daniels has been hurt. Trying to figure out what's happening with him this week. I started Aaron Rodgers last week. I won't make that mistake again. Bryce Young is on bye, so I don't have that. So I am going to be rolling Marcus Mariota at quarterback, which I don't mind. I mean, Mariota picks up some yards rushing. Like, it's not the end of the world. Plus, they get Minnesota this week, so I can deal with it. By the way,
have they said that Jaden Daniels is not playing yet?
Not yet. They haven't. So
because he might go, but again, you're playing the Washington quarterback.
Yeah, so I'm playing the Washington quarterback no matter what. And then I'm running Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson at running back. Egbuka, Justin Jefferson, which, I mean, at some point you hope he does something. Egbuka and Jefferson at receiver, Brock Bowers at tight end, and Olave in my flex. So, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to win it all again this year, but I should beat Maddie this week. I'll be pretty pissed if I don't.
Pretty solid squad there.
So, yeah, it's in a 16-team league too, so it's pretty sick. So we'll see on that.
How did you get Gibbs and Bijan Robinson in?
I drafted Bijan when I sucked a couple years ago, and then last year I convinced the Gibbs owner to trade him to me for, can't remember. I gave up a first, and I must have given up something else decent to get Gibbs, but I'll keep those two guys forever, Huss. I'll tell you that.
And that's what it is. You just keep your guys.
You keep 5 guys.
Dynasty league?
You have 5 keepers. Yeah, 5 keepers.
Yeah. So something tells me Jahmyr Gibbs isn't hitting the draft anytime soon.
Jahmyr Gibbs will be locked in for Nielsen's Annihilators for quite some time. I see a Bootski saying, "What about Jared Goff or Jacoby Brissett?" Once again, the answer would be Goff. Definitely. I wouldn't even.
Arizona's going. The funny thing about Jacoby Brissett is that he might throw 50 times in the game. Like, I mean, I would go Goff too. I mean, a far more powerful offense playing against Dallas, whose run defense has actually gotten a lot better. I mean, you pretty much do have to pass against Dallas right now. Kind of funny with Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams in there, despite the loss of Micah Parsons, how much better they've looked up agained the. This
sounds like an over on receptions for Jahmyr Gibbs play. I feel like you're already laying that out for us tonight.
I have no issues with the Gibbs. Just before we kind of dive into the props and stuff, how are you feeling about this game tonight?
Nervous.
Just from a Lions fan. Like, this is the loser leaves town match, much like the Texans Chiefs game.
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm nervous as hell, man. Like, I see what Dak and Pickens and CD have been doing, and that concerns me, especially if we're not going to have, like, no matter what, Amon St. Brown is not going to be remotely close. So he hasn't practiced all week. Like, I'll be surprised if he actually plays. So you're going to need a huge game from Jameson Williams. You don't have Laporta. Gibbs is going to have a monster game, and a defense that's kind of been hit and miss this year is going to have to try to slow them down. So, I mean, if I was just breaking this game down and not having any skin in it as a Lions fan, I think the Cowboys plus the points is probably the play here. But, yeah, I'm nervous. But you know how you are when you're a fan. Maybe I'm like, overreacting here a little bit, but I'm a little bit concerned. The Cowboys have been playing pretty well for a little stretch here now.
Dude, they sure have. I mean, they're right back in the mix. I mean, if Philly keeps on going in the direction they are, it's not out of the question if the Cowboys win this game tonight, they could actually win the division. They'll certainly be live for the playoffs. Although with in all likelihood, it taking 11 wins in the NFC to get a wild card spot. A win tonight would keep them alive. And again, still, depending on what happens with the Eagles, who have 2 games against Washington, they always seem to lose at least one of those games, regardless of how good both teams are. So, I mean, the stakes are big. I'm on Dallas too tonight.
I'm seeing the line at 4 now. You can get the Cowboys at +4 right now.
What?
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now. I'm seeing it at 4.
And what's the juice?
-109, buddy.
What?
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to see if there was an update on St. Brown. But, I mean, it's still just a game time.
Listen, that's a hell of a number if you're thinking on the Cowboys to get 4. I haven't seen 4s anywhere. I haven't even seen 3.5. It's just been solid at 3.
I saw 3.5 this morning, but now it's at 4. It's sitting right there at 4 right now.
Well, this is the time to get in for you Cowboy fans. If you see a 4, that is Lock Shop endorsed.
Okay, what about the props tonight, Huss? Let's put together a little, let's say, we like the over tonight? Do you like the over? It's big. It's like a CFL number. It's 54.5. But do you like it?
That is so many points.
I mean, the Lions are missing weapons, too.
Thing is, they're going to have to be aggressive. I mean, I'm telling you right now, Dallas is going to get theirs. I mean, if Dallas can get to...
the line just moved back to 3.5. I swear, people, it was at 4. I don't know if people just went and bet it, but it was at 4 2 minutes ago.
3.5 is still nice. 3.5 is still nice. I mean, as I say, if you can get Dallas at anything over 3 at a half decent number, I mean, I think that is the play. Like, listen, I've got some time for Dallas money line, not to...
No, buddy, I get it, man.
Your Lions.
No, I get it.
The over is huge, but I mean, you got to think it's going to probably take 30 points to win this game.
That's what I think.
And if we think that it's going to be close, this is a fun game to go for the over, though. I will say that everyone's going to be going for on 4th down. I don't think you'll see a lot of field goals in this game.
You are the aggressiveness in a fourth quarter of this game, considering what's on the line here, Huss. I mean, it should be got to go get it, right? They have to get the job done here.
Well, and listen, speaking of aggressiveness, I know it's been killing the Lions lately. Like, for all the love that they were getting, for all their ballsy 4th down calls, the shine comes off a little bit when you lose, like when you are 0 for 8 or whatever it is in their last 4th down gambles.
Yeah.
But Dan Campbell's never changing. So
he's not going to change. He's not going to change. And like the Lions have hit the over in 4 of their last 5 games, and this game's against the Cowboys. So I think we don't have to put it in. If we can find 3 other player props, we don't need it. But I would probably endorse the over if you want to get on that tonight. What about player props, buddy? What are you looking at here?
Well, I mean, I'm looking at reception numbers. CD is in around 6.5. I think the Pickens over 5.5 is a number that I do like. Let's see what we have for Jahmyr Gibbs.
4.5.
The 4.5 for Gibbs. You hit that right off the bat. And I mean, with the fact that Amon-Ra St. Brown is out, they're going to try to get Gibbs the ball in a lot of different ways. But I do think that having him as a pass catching option probably increases with St. Brown out. And the other guy that I think may have a big game or bigger opportunities is the guy that's sometimes forgotten, and that's
Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams. I don't know what the yards are, but the Jameson. Let me see. What are his yards?
I'll look it up right here.
Receiving yards. Jameson Williams 83.5, and that's a pretty big number. But and that's a big number. But I mean, what else are they going to do? It's going to be a steady diet of Gibbs and Williams, I would think, for most of the night for the Lions. I'm just looking at Gibbs here. So he's been interesting because here's his last 6 games, Huss. 6 games ago, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. The next game, 25 yards, no touchdowns. The next game, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. The next game, 39 yards, no touchdowns. The next game, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then last week, 68 yards, no touchdowns. So he has been, I mean, if he sticks to the trend, should have a big game tonight. As far as his receptions go, in the last 6 games, he caught 3 of 3 targets, caught 3 of 3 targets, caught 3 of 4 targets, caught 5 of 8 targets, caught 11 of 12 targets, and then caught 3 of 4 targets. So he's only gone over the 4.5 once, but he's been at 3 or more 6 games in a row, and they're going to probably have to get him involved in the passing game a little bit more tonight.
Yeah, listen, for sure. I think that the Gibbs is probably the number based on the situation that I like the most. Who's the next up? Like, I mean, obviously Williams, but Williams is like that home run hitter. He's certainly not a possession receiver. Is it your boy Isaac Tesla?
Well, I did just pick him back. I had him all year in Spite League, actually, and then I dropped him. And then I saw that I was playing Maddie, and Maddie's got St. Brown, and I was just like, well, if St. Brown can't go, he might pick up Tesla. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to kind of block him, and I'm going to pick him up because, I mean, that's the question that you just asked is the exact reason that the number on Williams is set at 83.5, right? The rest of the group, if St. Brown isn't, if he's not good to go tonight, you're looking at Raymond, Laporta's not even there. So you're looking at Brock Wright, Ross Dwelly, and then Tesla. So, I mean, the Williams number is super high, but I think his reception, he's at 34.5 yards, pretty talented young dude, and his receptions are 2.5.
I don't know which side is better. To be honest, I mean, I think we're looking at Gibbs, Pickens,
and Williams. What's the Williams receptions number? 5.5.
That's a tough number to go over on.
I think I might. Let me see his game log here. Because Williams has been. That's a big number. So, well, actually, Huss. So in his 3 of his last 4, what did I say the number was? 82.5, 81.5?
Yeah.
3 of his last 4 games, he went, like against Washington, he was 6 for 7 for 119 and a touchdown. Against Philly, he was 4 for 7 for 88, which also would have covered this. Didn't have a catch against the Giants. And then against Green Bay, he was 7 on 10 targets for 144 and a touchdown. So he's actually gone over the 81.5 3 of the last 4 games. And this one, you either have banged up St. Brown or you don't have St. Brown at all.
Yeah. I mean, I think I like the yards better than the number of catches.
I would rather go yards than having to get 6 catches.
Just because it could be a big play. Here's a prop for you. Jared Goff, over or under half a yard rushing. Does Jared Goff finish with 1 or more rushing yards?
Man, I got Goff at 0.5 yards rushing at plus 111.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, so 1 yard,
like
1 yard.
Yeah, over half a yard. Like,
yeah.
Does he get a yard rushing? Is he in positive rushing yards for the game?
I'm going to say no. I'm still going to say no.
What's his is there you got a game log there just on his rushing numbers?
Let's give me 1 sec. I'll bring it up. And then we got to get to our picks here too for the week. Let's see here. Jared Goff rushing numbers. Last week at Green Bay, he had 24 yards. The week before that, 0, -1, 0, 0. So, in fact, that 24 yards against Green Bay on 1 carry last week was more than half of his total yards for the year. He's got 46 rushing yards in the year. 24 of them came last week on 1 play. So, I don't know, man. I think we load up. I think we do what we're talking here. I think we go Williams over on the yards and then Gibbs and Pickens
on the receptions.
Yeah. Well, what's Pickens' yards number? Just 80.5. You like the 6 catches more?
To be honest, I think I'm good with either.
Yeah. Let me see George Pickens. Because that 80.5. I mean, and CeeDee's is 81.5. So they're like basically the same number. So Pickens, I mean, he's had 78 or more in 8 straight games. So he's right around there. I'll let you make the call on that one. What do you want? What do you want to do on that one?
What are his reception numbers in the last 5 games?
Last 5 games, his receptions are 7.6, 9.96. His yards are 78, 79, 144, 146, 88. Targeted 9 times in all 5 of those games.
You know what? Let's do the receptions and that.
Okay.
Like he over 5.5. He's hit it in every game. He's getting the targets. We don't have to worry how long they are.
All right, because we're going to be having that special World Cup draw coverage tomorrow, we aren't going to have tomorrow on the Lock Shop to give you our best bets, so we are going to give you them today for Week 14. Huss, I've got the Excel sheet here ready to go. I'm going to send this parlay over to the boys, but what's your first best bet of the week?
Best bet of the week. Give me, and I don't usually lay points in a close divisional game, but I'm going to take the Indianapolis Colts -1.5 in Jacksonville against the Jags. Like, what the Jags have quietly been doing is pretty darn impressive, but I still think that the Colts are the better team. And, you look at Danny Dimes, a lot's been made of his leg issue. He's had 2 really strong games. They went up against 2 great defenses in Houston and Kansas City. And they've been right there. To me, the Colts will be a desperate team. I think we'll get back to running a lot more Jonathan Taylor. And I think that they're ready to make a big, big statement that they're not fading away. They had a couple tough weeks against good teams. And as I say, I faded Jacksonville last week with the Titans. I won't be doing that again with a terrible team. But I do think that Indy is a really good team. And as much as I probably will just play this as a money line play, we'll lay the 1.5 and take the Colts.
All right, so we get Indy on the board to start it for Huss. I'll just get this one out of the way just in case it gets awkward. But I got the Texans at +3.5 right now, so I'm going to take Houston +6.5. I mean, their defense should be able to disrupt things. You had that concern a little bit earlier in the week about obviously the offensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's the other question I have for you.
Are blowing them away. I mean, I think this will be a close game, but now the fact that it's 3.5.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I think this is going to be a field goal game. We'll see whether the Chiefs can get back to manufacturing tight wins in a 1-score game. And, they're going to have to get it done, but I do think it's going to be tough. I think it'll go right down to the 4th quarter. So the Houston +3.5, I think it's got to be the play.
So you're on that one as well. I was just like, are they trying to get us to take the Texans, giving us a hook on the 3.5 there? Like you said, to me, it feels like this should be a 3-point game. And I'm looking at it going, is this fishy? Like, as I saw the Texans +3.5, first game I wrote down, I was like, okay, I'm on the Texans +3.5. And it was the 3.5 that kind of made me go, yeah.
It was 3 earlier, and maybe just they had a lot of Kansas City money coming in earlier. People saying, okay, this is the Chiefs. They've got no more outs, no more effing around. They have to win, which is, I mean, hopefully what will happen. But as I say, I mean, you think about like even the Indy game that the Chiefs won a couple weeks ago. I mean, that was a 3-point game in overtime. I mean, there's nothing easy right now against Houston. And by the way, what's the total in that game?
Let me see here.
It's only 41.5, and I think it could still actually go under.
You think it's
like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is 17-14, 20-17. Very, very low number. And that's, a testament to both of the defenses. But yeah, I'm with you as well.
All right, so you're with me on Houston. All right, so I'll throw another pick out there. I'm going to get on the Bengals +5.5 against the Buffalo Bills. Are you on there too?
This is all coming together pretty well.
Coming together nicely. I mean, look, Cincinnati, even without Joe Burrow, Cincinnati could move the ball throughout the year. There are some finishing issues, obviously. But Buffalo's been on a bit of a roller coaster ride so far. I think it's too big a number for where both of these teams are at right now. Cincinnati's defense actually played pretty, or I don't know what was going on last week, but Cincinnati's defense made some plays last week. So, yeah, I think Cincy at +5.5. I mean, that was another one that was relatively easy for me to get on this week.
They're a different team, obviously, with Burrow. And I mean, I think they kind of figure they know where they're at right now. Although funny, that division is so bad. Like I know Pittsburgh is playing Baltimore this week, so somebody's going to
win. Yeah.
But someone's also going to lose. And if it happens to be the Ravens losing, the Bengals can get one game closer to them, which I think is the big worry. And let's face it, no one's trusting Pittsburgh right now. So I'm with you. I'm with you on the Bengals on that one. Like Buffalo probably finds a way to win that game, but it wouldn't shock me if Cincinnati went in and won again. Back-to-back big road games in Baltimore and in Buffalo with Joe Burrow back.
Well, and then they get the Ravens at home next week, right? So that's another big one there for them. So, yeah, there's a lot on the line here for Cincy. So I like Cincy plus 5.5. All right, I'll throw another one out there. Actually, you know what? I moved this. It was 2.5. I took it up to 3. I'm going to get on it. The Commanders plus 3 on the road against the Minnesota Vikings, whether Daniels returns or not. Marcus Mariota, and the plus 3 gets it right to minus 120, which is usually our max of where we're going to move it for. This Commanders team put up 26 against the Broncos defense last week and actually played a really good football game. So, and we know where the Vikings are at right now. So I like the Commanders plus 3. I haven't been on a ton of dogs lately. In fact, I've been on 3 dogs total the last 2 weeks. So I'm going to make it 3 to start this week, and I'm going to put the Commanders in there at plus 3.
You know what? I'll throw out another dog while we are taking some points today. I'm going to hit you with the Chicago Bears.
Buddy, Chicago Bears are next on my list. Look at this. Look at this fusion today, boys. Hey, this is great.
We're taking some points this week. Listen, I don't know how the hell they're doing it, but they are hanging in these football games and more often than not finishing on the right end of the ledger, whether they're a favorite, whether they're an underdog. I'm just so amazed at Ben Johnson. I mean, he is taking a roster that I don't think is on par with most of the other teams in that division. And through game planning, through some big plays, through creating opportunities for Caleb Williams to succeed, as opposed to what he went through last year with Matt Eberflus and that disaster of a rookie season. It's one of the great stories of the season. Now, I guess there is part of me that could see the Packers reminding everyone what's what and who the real number one team is in the league, or in the NFC North, and winning by a margin. But the Bears have passed a whole lot of tests. Maybe the most impressive one was going into Philly and doing what they did last week. So I think they've earned the right to have us take them on the road to 6.5-point favorites. I mean, this game just needs to be less than a touchdown.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know how many times I've said over the last 4 or 5 weeks, like, yeah, I just don't know. It's going to strike midnight here for the Bears at some point, but it just hasn't. And we're getting here at 6.5. And I feel like Johnson's going to draw something up to keep it competitive here against the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Bears can run the ball very well. The Packers have not been great against the run recently. The Bears blitz the 11th most in the National Football League. Jordan Love doesn't necessarily handle pressure as well as some other quarterbacks. So the fact that the Bears have done what they've done so far this year, and you can get them plus 6.5. I mean, I have to ride with you on that one. So you are on Indy, Houston, Cincy, Chicago. I'm on Washington, Houston, Cincy, Chicago. What's your 5th play of the week? And if it's the same one, I don't think we've been on the same 4 games at all this year. Where are you going?
My last pick, deciding between a couple of teams. Do we take a favorite?
I got a favorite for my last pick.
You got a fave for your last pick. I'm thinking Seattle, but I am nervous. Like, there's one thing about Atlanta They have been so disappointing as favorites. Now they're a 7-point home dog. Watch them show up and have a big game. That being said, I like the Seattle Sea. I think they're so much better right now than Atlanta. You got Kirk Cousins in for the Falcons. And I mean, let's face it, the Seahawks, the Rams opened the door last week with that loss in Carolina. It's time for them to take care of business. And it is important to note, very quiet game last week for Sammy Darts. Like, I know we were talking about, the big revenge game and they smashed them. He only had like 128 yards passing, and JSN had 31 yards. So I think they get back to business. Kirk Cousins is going to get Drake London back. I would love. Can we get a 6.5? Nah,
yeah, buddy, it's 6.5 right now. I've got it at 6.5. At Play Alberta, it's sitting at 6.5. I'm on it too. I can't believe it. I got the Seahawks as well. Yeah. That's why I started laughing when you said it. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I started laughing. I'm on the Seahawks minus 6.5 as well.
We might have to do one of those round robins where we take the 4 plays.
And you can't overlap. I mean,
a 3-gamers, like 3 or 4 3-gamers.
Oh, and you put them all in different combinations. Yeah.
A 4-gamer.
All right. So if we're on Houston, we're on Cincy, we're on Chicago, we're on Seattle. If we're just going to do it, should we just put all 4 of them together and just a big, run with it?
We could do that. But you know what? Why don't we take the Chiefs-Texans game out?
Out of it? Okay.
That's the Sunday nighter.
That is the Sunday nighter. You're right.
And then we'll go with the 3 Sunday games: Bears, Bengals, Seahawks.
I don't think we've ever been on. I mean, maybe over the last few years we've been on 4 of the same games twice, maybe, but definitely not this year. I don't think last year either, man. It's coming together this week, isn't it? With that being said.
That's right.
We also were on the Sharks and Ducks last night, and they lost 7-1 and 7-0. So
hey, you know what? The Sharks was one of those spot plays where, hey, this team just played the night before. They're probably ready to let up. Well, apparently we were a little early on that. Washington, nothing of the sort. I think what's his name? The kid Askarov had a bit of a tough start last night, and the Ducks a bit of a no-show at home. That was disappointing against Utah, but. We move on. That was a big swing last night on that parlay. It was like 9-1. So we move away. Oilers in action tonight?
The Oilers are in action tonight against Seattle tonight. So I got a McDavid goal boosted from plus 150 to plus 190. He brought it up himself after the last game that he needs to stop passing up some of these shooting opportunities. Scored against Seattle on Saturday. So, I mean, what's the other parlay? Early bird bet today was McDavid, 2+ shots, Nuge point, Oilers in regulation. We got that up to 4-1. So that was a good number as well. So I think they'll take care of business against Seattle tonight, buddy. In fact, you might just want to make puck line play on the Oilers tonight. I think they win by 2 or more.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. And I'll tell you what, knowing what you just said about McDavid, I wouldn't be surprised. Do we have a number on 2 goals?
Sorry, I'm just sending this other parlay over to the guys.
Total goals over 7-1-ish. Something in and around that for McDavid to score 2.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. That's
maybe
a nice
goal, a goal and 2-3 points. He's going to have one of these big. Unfortunately, I'm like, he's going to have one of these huge nights coming up.
Hey, you called it Jameer Gibbs 3 touchdowns
Saturday.
Game.
Yeah. Well, put it this way. I hope McDavid does it tonight. I'm worried he does it on Saturday when you get the Jets coming off this game tomorrow night in Buffalo and then ripping out there for game day. It's going to be that will definitely be a challenge, which is why they need to get that 2 points tomorrow at home.
Big Uke says play all 6 of your games as a super parlay. That's maybe worth a little sprinkle there too. Who knows? Maybe we run the table this week.
Add in Indy and Washington,
and just run all 6. That's something we could do on our own as well.
6-gamer, yes. Yeah. You know what, Uke? That's a great idea.
You look, man. Uke, I'd sprinkle it because what happens if it hits? You're gonna be like, man, we said we should have done it and we didn't. What's coming up in WST, Huss?
Well, we've got lots to get to. Our pal JP Vijay is actually skating the Jets injured players this morning. He's going to jump on with us this afternoon. Ken Weeb will pop on. We're also going to have Carlo Koliakovo from the program and our buddy Thomas Tipple from Fantasy Points with a little NFL talk before the before we get going with week 14 tonight. And your Lions and the Cowboys should be a beauty.
Very much looking forward to it, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, you bet. Shout out to Maddie and the guys doing the World Cup draw tomorrow. We'll miss you all. Good luck with the NFL plays this week. And I guess I will talk to you on Monday.
Talk to you on Monday, man. There you go. That's us, Winnipeg Sports Talk. That's coming up right away as well. So yeah, we threw a bunch of those over. We got the Gibbs 4.5 receptions, Jameson Williams over 81.5 receiving yards, George Pickens over 5.5 receptions. That should be popping up in the EST specials page at plus 475. And then our Lock Shop NFL week 11. That's week 14. Week 14, not week 11. Bengals, I moved the Bengals to 6.5 instead of 5.5. So we got Bengals plus 6.5, Bears plus 6.5, Seahawks minus 6.5. So that one will be popping up as well. I did want to take a quick look at this Raptors-Lakers game tonight. As many of you know, I've been very much following the Lakers season very closely. They're plus 116 underdogs tonight on the road against the Raptors, which I think is a reasonable number. No Luka Doncic tonight. But let's take a look at some of these player props here for the Lakers tonight. So no Luka. Last game that they played, Luka took just as many shots as the rest of the starting 4 guys that are on the team. So he was very heavily in the usage factor last game. He's not going to be there, so they're going to have to move this ball around a little bit tonight. LeBron's total is at 21.5 points. He hasn't been there yet this year, but they haven't really needed him to. They would kind of need him to tonight. I like the Austin Reeves number. That's a 28.5. Austin Reeves over 28.5, probably a decent play. That's at minus 120. No Pirtle tonight for the Raptors. So I like DeAndre Ayton actually over 15.5 points too. Ayton has been a sneaky good pickup for the Lakers so far this year as well. So there's that one. Those would probably be the two that I like the most would be the Reeves and Ayton overs. We're ahead on assists here. If LeBron, 8.5 on the assists. That's maybe a little sprinkle on LeBron over 8.5 assists at plus 110. All right, enjoy that game tonight and watch the EST specials page. We'll have the DJ and Den's Grant us the parlays popping up. Our Lock Shop Thursday night is already up at plus 475. Jay's play of the day still to come in there as well. So we've got a full page locked and loaded for you over at Play Alberta. And if you want some specials, that's the one place to get it. You see odds boost, you see daily specials. The only other thing over there with plays in it right now, the EST specials page, and it is fully loaded. Use the code EST Sports, deposit 50, get a $50 free bet if you haven't done that already. Rip City Steps says, no Luka, bet the over on the Reeves stats. Yeah, I mean, Reeves is averaging like 27 with Luka in the lineup. And his number's 28.5 tonight. So I love the Austin Reeves over 28.5. I don't hate the LeBron. He's going to have the ball in his hands a lot more. I don't hate the LeBron over on the assists. I feel better if it was like it's 6.5. But DeAndre Ayton, Austin Reeves over on the points tonight. In what should be a pretty good game against the Raptors. I kind of think the Raptors might win that game tonight. And that's why they're a minus 137 favorite. Hernan says we have to wrap up. Sorry, Nan, so I'm going too late. We got 2 guys in the goalie coming up with myself, Cass, and Gager. That's going to do it for the Lock Shop today. No Lock Shop tomorrow. Special World Cup draw coverage here from 10 until noon on Edmonton Sports Talk. We'll be back with the Lock Shop on Monday. So thank you very much for being here today. Best of luck with riding with us tonight or this weekend on the National Football League. And we'll talk to you on Monday. Take it easy.